Well, good afternoon and welcome inside a Geisman Gymnasium for today's conference matchup between the Concordia University Chicago Cougars and the Marian University Sabres. I'm Carter Gledhill, joined by Peter Borkowski, as we're ready to take you on an exciting journey this game between the 6-6 Concordia Chicago Cougars and the 7-4 Marian University Sabres. Peter, it's going to be a good one, partially because this Cougars team has started to come alive a little bit more in conference play after picking up a big win against Division Street rival Dominican University by a score of 68-60.
The Cougars are playing really great basketball right now. They have a 3-game win streak going. That's second in the conference right now, only to Marian's four-game win streak, They won that game against Dominican 68-60 with a big second-half comeback. They outscored Dominican by 13 points in that second half.
And a big play that came back in that game against Dominican was Brett Hatton. He had 15 points in 18 minutes off the bench and went 6 of 8 from the field. So to have him back in the lineup right now is huge, partially because one of the other big players in the name game for the Cougars is out of the lineup today, and that's Landon Gladney.
Hatton's going to have a good game, as all the Cougars are to make up for some of those missing players.
Well, we're going to send it down to the court to public address announcer Jim Egan for the starting lineups and the national anthem.
Baby, see red.
And now, here are the starters for your Concordia Chicago Cougars.
Check, 1-2, check, 1-2. Let's run it back one more time. Starters for each team. First, for the visiting Marian University Sabres, Scott Paulus, Delvin Barnstable, Tyler Gowan, David Britton, and Gavante Shaw. For the Cougars, Brett Hatton, Jordan Matthews, Jalen Meeks, Isaac Rudell, and Emmanuel Wilson. The Sabres come from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, wearing their all-black away jersey.
Three-point percentage, but they're also last in the conference in three-pointers allowed. So Cougars, if they can stop the Marian three-point and then get some of their own, that'll be a huge plus for them.
Hatton and Paulston in the middle. And Rudell gets the ball off the tip, and away we go inside a Geisman Gymnasium. Jordan Matthews, one of the leaders on this team, a transfer from Loris College has been huge. Good move inside by Hatton. No foul called. A lot of contact already early in this game.
That's something you notice right off the bat. Both these teams match up pretty evenly height-wise, both a little undersized. No one has a significant advantage there.
Hatton goes up. Paulus kicks it back out. 3 from Britton. Off the mark. Meeks near side. Pulls it back out after getting to the free throw line. Hatton almost wanted to line up from deep downtown. Acrobatic move. No contact, no foul.
Looks like Hatton's trying to get his rhythm back. He hasn't played too much this season.
Foul is called on Isaac Rudell. And Brent Hatton, he didn't play for a while. And he made his return in the last game against Dominican, where you mentioned he had a season high of 15 points. He missed 7 games prior to that. Getting the start here today, it'll be his 5th start of the season in his 6th game. On the block now is Shaw. Pump fake, elbow, driving, Barnstable, jump ball called. Peter mentioned that the Cougars are on a 3-game win streak. There is only one team in the conference that has a better win streak right now, and that is Marian, riding a 4-game win streak.
Both teams kind of fall a bit into the middle of the pack of the NAC right now. Cougars 5th, Marian 8th, so both really want this conference win here today.
Offensive board by Gowan. Taken away by Matthews, gives it up to Emmanuel Wilson, up and down. Emmanuel Wilson gets the first bucket of the game for the Cougars.
I'm starting to see the Cougars defense that they love playing this year. A lot of active hands, flying bodies, getting tips. They're 2nd in steals per game in the NAC. Just saw one there lead to some points.
Offensive foul called. Jalen Meeks draws it. It'll go against number 22, Tyler Gowan. And Coach Kohler talked about it this week with me in the Coach's Weekly segment, that if this team can really utilize their energy and not find themselves down early on in the first half like they have so many times, they can really start making up some ground and get the offense going, because sometimes in the second half it's a little too late for this Cougars team.
That's right. I mentioned earlier they lack size, but they're all very athletic, very quick players. They got to play that energetic style of ball, especially defensive-wise, really make up that difference.
Meeks tried to figure it out on the side. He'll get his own shot, puts it up, and another miss.
Both offenses kind of struggling to find their groove right now. Marian's not getting that three-pointer going they like, and Cougars aren't really getting much to the inside.
Britton stepped out of bounds before his drive. Cougars will inbound in front of their own bench. Coach Kohler, in his 3rd season at the helm of the program, with a 1934 career record for the Cougars, already has led the team to more conference wins this season than all of last year with 3, and there are still 11 conference games left. In his first year, they won 7 games. And he's very excited about the group of guys he has on the court right now, as well as some of the key bench players that'll come into this game as well. Rudell with 7 seconds, drives, spin around on the block, looks for help, fading around, gets it partially blocked, I believe, by Paulus. Wilson almost stealing it away.
I like the choice to slow it down a little, try and find something that works on the offense. Just weren't able to convert. They're getting closer to the basket, though, every drive.
Shaw on the block. Too strong, trying to bank it home. On 3 from Barnstable. Hits front iron into the hands of Hatton.
Something the Cougars going to have to watch out for all game. It seems every time Marian gets a rebound, they kick it out beyond the arc. Cougars can get some hands in there, get a couple more steals and deflections going their way.
Rudell trying to go inside again, leaves it for Wilson, but just not enough on it, stolen away by Gowan.
I like the movement. It's the misplaced pass there.
Another open look for Marian. Britton's shot went too high and off the shot clock. Checking into the game for the Cougars, number 5, Jacob Collicott, as well as Tavares Davis-Williams. And if you want a defensive player to watch out for, freshman Jacob Cullicott wearing number 5 in white right now. He's currently 5th in the conference with 2 steals per game and leads the team. And now a carry is called on Jordan Matthews, so a turnover right at the center logo.
You mentioned the defensive prowess of Cullicott. The other player, the Cougars brought in Davis Williams. He's 2nd in the NAC in blocks per game, so bringing in 2 of their defensive specialists right now.
Early timeout called by Coach Steve Kohler. Only 1 bucket has been scored, and that was the dunk by Emmanuel Wilson. 16-18 remaining in the first half.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Wacha. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Sabres will inbound the ball in near side by the crowd. Taking it out will be Cavante Shaw. This has been a slow start for both teams. Cullicott almost able to reach up to the sky and pull it down.
We've seen all season Cullicott, very athletic player. He's got a great vertical. I almost saw him pull that lob down.
Ball is still popping around. Corner 3 from Britton. He's able to finally knock one down.
We were just kind of waiting all game until Marian could finally knock one of those 3 hits down. Taking a couple so far, finally got 1 to fall for him.
Britton leading scorer on the team as well as one of the top 3-point shooters. And a lay-in up by Britton again. One of the top scorers in the conference. Have to watch out for him if you're the Cougars.
So right behind him, it's his teammate Delvin Barnstable. They're 6th and 7th in the NAC in points per game respectively.
Foul goes on Barnstable. That is his second, excuse me. Isaac Rudell back into the game, as well as Justin Greenlee, the sophomore from Brown Deer, Wisconsin. Not getting the start today, but has started 8 games on the season of the now 10 games he's appeared in. And he is a player that's just kind of a facilitator. Won't put up a lot of points, but he knows how to work the offense and plays very sound defense. Greenlee gives it up to Rudell, a 3. Off the mark. Foul on the ground. Foul will go against Scott Paulus.
Ball movement might need to be a little quicker for the Cougars. Marian's not having too hard a time keeping up with it. Cougars just aren't getting any open looks at all.
Rudell trying to feed it inside for Davis Williams as it gets deflected. Britton has a contested layup. Good defense by Cullicott, just his hands up.
Cullicott's athleticism, using his speed to catch up and then jump up for the interference.
And a travel called against Davis Williams. Jalen Meeks will check back in. Jordan Matthews will take a little breather on the bench.
Both defenses look extremely energetic and like they came to play. Your team's really getting many looks open on the offense. And the few they just aren't converting on them.
14 seconds on the shot clock. Another 3. Britton buries it.
I mentioned Britton, one of the top points per game stats in the NAC. He's also 2nd in 3-point percentage at 42.
And you mentioned this Sabres team is a big 3-point shooting team, shooting 39% from downtown. Ball goes out of bounds. Sabres will get possession.
You could tell the Cougars just really haven't found a groove offensively, really an identity. They don't really know what they want. See them take a couple threes, a couple drives towards the basket, and just nothing's really working out right now.
Delvin Barnstable checks back into the game. Nick Breakbush and Jarrett Henderson in for the Sabres as well. 14-17 remaining in the first half. Sabres have been able to come out after starting slow, capitalizing on Delvin Barnstable 2 threes as well as a transition layup. Foul is called on Jacob Collicott, reached in on Jarrett Henderson. And if you're looking at the court right now, Cougars have a little bit of a size advantage, but there are also some players on this Marian team that are not in the game right now that definitely have some height. So the Cougars, as Coach Kohler always talks about, understand that they're not the tallest team, but need to be aggressive inside. And they were in their last game, 42 paint points against the Stars.
Can always make up that lack of height if you're just a very quick, athletic team.
1 second on the shot clock. No shot gets put up. Shot clock violation. Turnover, Sabres.
Just good, sound defense from the Cougars' end. Didn't allow any open looks. No drives towards the basket. Both teams just playing lockdown D right now.
Collicott to inbound. Marian in a full court press. Breakbush picks up Greenlee. Trying to drive inside, gives it up to Davis Williams, loses it, had the right idea of going to the block. Doesn't get it back.
Davis Williams just wasn't ready for the pass, saw it bounce off his hands. Got to be ready for those if you're cutting to the basket.
Good maul movement by Marian. Travel called on Britton.
As the game's gone on, Marian's picked up their flow a little bit. Moving the ball a little bit quicker.
Right now, the Cougars are needing to get inside. Have lost a couple on turnovers. Hatton able to get on the backside of a defender. Goes up and a foul is called.
You notice Hatton, the couple shots he has taken, he's trying to pull off these really acrobatic finishes as if he's just got to do it himself. You know, he's trying to get back in a flow after missing some games recently. Might want to work the ball around a bit more, kind of those cut to feed type plays rather than just trying to finish it himself.
Foul goes against Ben Baston. Sabres now with 4 team fouls. Jordan Matthews, Emmanuel Wilson in for Tavares Davis Williams and Jacob Collicott. Hatton averaging 7 points a game in 20 minutes as well. Misses the second free throw. Scores 8-3, Marian up over the Cougars. Offense starting high for Marian. Now a drive inside from Breakbush. Gives it up to Barnstable for the lay-in.
Marian's first points in the paint of the day. Like you said, right not too long ago, working from the top of the key down. Cougars perimeter defense got to be top of their game right now.
Hatton inside again, gets stuffed. Combo block inside from Henderson as well as Ben Baston. Another 3 from Britton. Misses this time. Meeks with the rebound.
Part of that perimeter defense I was just talking about, our closeouts. Cougars haven't been doing a great job with it. A lot of open looks from Marian from beyond the arc.
Hatton able to get the rebound off the Meeks 3. Greenlee in the corner. Stops on a dime. Matthews trying to do something. A lot of contact. Double dribble called. Timeout called by Coach Kohler and the Cougars. Full timeout. 11:44 remaining in the first half. Marian up over CUC 10-3.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. The trees stand tall. Mother, mother, you tell me to stay rooted. The trees' roots go deep. You tell me to focus on my breath, and the trees breathe for the earth. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? Will you be the kind that makes shade, or the kind that shows a new way? Might you be the kind to hug, or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind. The child had a few more questions after that, and the forest had plenty of answers.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Coming out of the full timeout, scores 10-3. CUC is trailing as we're almost halfway through the opening half. Carter Gledhill, Peter Borkowski with you on the call. Peter, it's been a little bit of an up and down right now for the Cougars. Right when we think they're going to score, there's a turnover or they lose it in their hands. And for Marian right now, all of their offense is going through David Britton.
Yeah, Cougars are really struggling to find out what their game plan is, it looks. Sometimes they'll just take it beyond the arc. Sometimes they'll cut towards the basket. I think maybe some more assist looks, some more passes could really help them out. A couple players trying to do a bit too much, I think.
Marian comes into this game, as we mentioned already, is the best three-point shooting team in the conference. Another one flying out of the hands of Shaw is not good. Jordan Matthews takes it. Cougars are 1 of 9 from the field, have been scoreless for almost 2 minutes. And it was a struggle even to get the transition basket for Emmanuel Wilson.
Marian just looks a little quicker right now, especially defensively.
Hatton gives it up to Collicott baseline. Nice jump and jive. Rudell for a three.
That's the ball movement we've been looking for all day. Some baseline work from the Cougars, find the open man beyond the arc. We also mentioned, Marian, they have the worst three-point defense in the conference as well. See if the Cougars can exploit that a little.
And a reach and foul called on Jacob Collicott. That'll be Collicott's second personal foul. Already displaying that aggressiveness. We've mentioned he has 20 steals on the season, makes him 5th in the conference. Substitution for Marian. Nick Breakbush in. Gowan trying to find somewhere to go. Nice separation created. Couldn't convert on the jumper. Rudell pulls it down for the rebound. Gives it up to Meeks. Strong pass, a little too wild. Meeks wasn't able to control it as he goes tumbling into the wall.
Cougars are kind of either the extreme end of the spectrum right now. They either take not that much time off the shot clock, they rush the offense, or they take too much time, they can't get anything going. They gotta find that nice medium tempo somewhere in between, get the offense set, but don't take too long.
Cougars already with 9 turnovers in the game. Sitting middle of the pack in the conference in the category with almost 18 a game. Kick ball on the Cougars. It'll stay with Marian. Tavares Davis-Williams checks back in for Brett Hatton. That's the one thing Coach Kohler will always preach about is empty possessions. If you're not able to get a good shot up, or a great shot is what they're looking to get, as he often refers to as all of their players, is if those turnovers and loose balls that they're not winning will really come to haunt them in the end. A deep three from Kavante Shaw. 13-6 is their score. Nice give inside to Davis-Williams. He finally goes up with it after a hesitation. Just not the same player we're seeing right now out of Davis-Williams. Slow start for him coming off the bench.
Cougars are having some looks, especially along the baseline. Usually when they move to the paint, Marian's defense collapses in. They got to exploit those passes.
Blocked by Rudell. Paulus had the offensive board but was rejected. Reach and foul called on number 15, Delvin Barnstable. Excuse me, it'll actually go on Scott Paulus. Called for the push, not the reach in.
This could be something to look out for, the personal fouls. If the Cougars can get to the line more, might be a way to jumpstart this offense, just getting those free throw points, because they're not doing too much on half-court offense right now.
Justin Greenlee, Brent Hatton in for the Cougars. Hatton, after his short break, gets it at the top of the key, has his pass knocked out of bounds by Shaw.
Marian's doing a really good job, active hands, getting deflections, getting tips, just disrupting the rhythmic flow of the Cougars offense.
And it looks like Marian right now is step for step with every move the Cougars are making offensively. That's why you're seeing Coach Kohler say from the sideline, move the ball, keep moving the ball, trying to get them out of sorts.
Say ball moves faster than your feet does.
Tricky shot inside from Barnstable. Kept his balance after doing the two-step. Hatton, pump fake, drive inside. Olay couldn't finish.
They had almost pulled that one off, but he also had Greenlee wide open in the corner. He's just looking for those passes. I think he could get a couple of assists picked up today.
Marian turnover. Meeks gets it out. Wilson stepped out of bounds. And right now, Cougars are looking like they're going over their speed limit of what they're capable of doing offensively.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of errant passes, some out of bounds, just sloppy play that really isn't Marian's defense. It's just kind of the Cougars' offense being out of sorts right now. They're lucky their defense is doing such a good job to keep them in this game at all.
Britton took a tumble. Another three from Shaw. Hits the left side of the rim. Foul on Justin Greenlee. Scott Paulus was the one, and I was trying to get the board. 6'5", trying to go against 6'1". Full timeout called now by Drake Diener of Marian University. 15-6 is your score. 8:12 remaining in the first half here inside of Geisman Gymnasium.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light.
How can I help you?
Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need. For help with food, healthcare, mental health, and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected, get help.
Cougars have been struggling from the field, only shooting 16.7% on 2 of 12 shooting. And they're on a scoreless run of 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Carter Gledhill joined by Peter Borkowski. Peter, what's going to jumpstart this Cougars offense right now? Because, again, you mentioned it. It's not really their defensive play that's taking them out of the game right now. They're only down by 9. It's the offense.
No, I think their three-pointer attempts, I think those can go up a little bit. They've only taken 3 so far. Marian's got the worst three-point defense in the conference. Cougars aren't a great three-point shooting team, but see if we can work against Marian, just shake up the offense a little.
Jordan Matthews, leading scorer on the team, has been pretty quiet so far in this game with no points to his name. Offensive foul called on Jalen Meeks.
Another offensive foul, offensive mishap just in general, taking the Cougars out of it. They're really going to need to just shape up their offensive play. Still haven't hit double digits yet.
Paulus has it, guarded by Hatton. Swings it over to Barnstable. Shaw will let it fly. It's a sign of the rim of the backboard, pulled down by Meeks.
I do think the Cougars are improving at some closeouts up beyond the arc.
Offensive foul called again on Meeks. Standing tall in the paint was Kevonte Shaw. Isaac Rudell and Jacob Collicott will come into the game. Jordan Matthews, Jalen Meeks out.
Something that could help cut down these offensive fouls is moving the ball. A lot of these players are doing ISO plays that leads to charges, stepping out of bounds. You pass the ball a bit more, you're not going to run into that many problems.
Another three, this time from Barnstable, won't go. Marian's has cooled off from downtown, now 3 of 11. Hatton's a three, that's no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Sabres with the possession. 2 of the 3-pointers converted for Marian have come out of the hand of David Britton, who is 8 points. The only other 3-pointer that was made was Kevonte Shaw.
So you knew shutting down Barnstable and Britton was going to be the big play, the big key for the Cougars defense. And besides Britton's 8 points, they're doing a pretty good job of that.
Good work inside, trying to get a good shot was Tyler Gowan. Collicott played good defense. Cougars go to the other way. Collicott a three. Misses everything. Wilson keeps it in bounds, or at least I thought. It goes out of bounds. Davis Williams and Matthews checks back into the game. And you can bet, Peter, you're already feeling some of the effects of not having one of your better players on the court right now in Landon Gladney, the senior, who is a difference maker for sure. Not in the lineup today. He is on the bench in khakis.
And he just does a little bit of everything for the Cougars, especially in terms of running the offense. And well, that's kind of what they need the most help in right now. They do like coming out of that last timeout. Cougars are taking a bit more 3-pointers. They've already taken 2 more. Now they just got to start looking for some open 3-pointers. See if they can exploit this below average Marian 3-point defense.
Cougars have still not ellipsed the double-digit mark in the game. Only 6 points. Davis Williams going up and almost got it to fall. Strong move inside, and he has the height, 6'7". And there's been some times earlier in the game before he was taken out where we almost saw a hesitation from him. But that's the good stuff you want to see from Davis Williams, using his size, using his body, going right up with it.
Again, as small ball as the Cougars might be, Marian's right there with them in that category. So Davis Williams at 6'7", he's one of the taller players on the court. He's always going to be in this game. If he can get a couple more of those points in the paint that the Cougars did against Dominican last Wednesday especially, we could really see this offense start to turn a corner.
Davis Williams makes the first free throw, shooting 83% from the charity stripe on the season. Makes both.
I mentioned it not too long ago. Cougars, they can get to the line a bit more. That can always help out your offense as well.
Cougars try to dial up some pressure. Foul called. Davis Williams fouling Jarrett Henderson on the way up. It's the first foul called on Davis Williams. Henderson misses the first free throw. 7 for 11 on the season coming into the game. Averaging just over 3 points a game. Comes up empty-handed.
That's big for the Cougars right there, big break. See if they can get this 2-point swing here.
Cougars have found themselves down in the middle of the first half several times this season. Colorado College, last game against Dominican, they were down by as much as 13. And this is where they start to go to work a little bit and try to close out before half. Matthews is fouled on the way up. Looks like he's in a little bit of pain. Jarrett Henderson credited with the foul. Both teams will be in the bonus for the remainder of the half. First free throw falls for Matthews. Jalen Meeks back in for Emmanuel Wilson. Last year, Matthews started in 14 of 15 games for the Cougars. Was also the only player named to the first team All-South NAC last year on CUC, averaging 17.5 points a game, makes both free throws. His first points of the game, 5:31 remaining. Marian has stalled a little bit offensively, hasn't scored in the last 2.5 minutes. We know they can flip it on with a flick of the button. Good contention at the rim from Greenlee, denying Henderson of an easy shot.
Despite their size, Cougars always put a good contest up against the rim. This is a very athletic and vertical team.
Rudell's three just a little too soft.
Davis Williams has got to be careful. He's poking around that ball after the rebound. It's one player the Cougars don't want to get into foul trouble, as he really represents their only size on this roster.
Especially with Landon Gladney out, they need him to come up big today in the post. He's going to do a lot of the scrappy work down in the paint. Britton's shot is short, goes out of bounds.
I think we just saw Marian do something I really wish the Cougars would start doing. That's using the screens and some picks. Get some open looks from beyond the arc.
Jacob Collicott comes into the game, and then a timeout called by Drake Diener of Marian. 4:42 remaining in the first half. Low-scoring affair. Marian up by 7 with a score of 17-10 here in the Cougar Sports Network.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Marian with 4 timeouts left. Cougars with 4 timeouts left. And I'll tell you what, just watching the game, one of the more entertaining parts of it and looking at the sideline is head coach Drake Diener of Marian. He's very active on the sideline. A lot of energy from the head coach, and it's matched by his players.
Say both these coaches are very high energy, always yelling at their team following the play. Always nice to have a great head coach at the helm, of course. Really energize a team, bring the best out of their players.
Meeks, turnaround jumper, rattles in and out. Rudell with the rebound, floats it back up, able to get it home. Isaac Rudell, only 6'3", but leads the team in rebounds per game with just under 6. He's a huge part of this Cougars team.
I feel like it's been the word of the day for the Cougars, but just athleticism. He's not that tall, but he's very fast, very quick. Gets up for those rebounds despite not having that much height with him.
6 seconds on the shot clock. Shaw has it at the top, pulls up from deep. Hits the side of the rim. Rudell with another rebound. Collicott going the other way, gives it up for Meeks, steps in 3. Too strong. Fighting for the rebound was Jordan Matthews, but it's now pulling away by Shaw. Collicott reaches in, gets a hand on it. Last touch by the hand of Britton. So it'll go to the Cougars. Brent Hatton in for Tavares Davis-Williams. Now, Peter, I'll ask you this. When you have a team like Marian that might be a little faster, might have a little bit more of an athletic, skill-based offense, as the Cougars, what can you do to try to match that or get your own offensive scheme going a little bit better?
Well, we mentioned it earlier, and it just comes down to ball movement. I think I've said it before on the broadcast today, but the ball moves quicker than your feet do. You can pass that ball, zip it around the court. I don't care how fast your team is. You're not going to catch up to it. Cougars can get that ball movement going. They're going to find a way around this quick, athletic defense.
Travel called on Jalen Meeks. Cougars already with 14 turnovers in the game.
They lead the NAC in turnovers right now per game, 17.8. Now they also have the second most cost turnovers, excuse me.
And Marian has taken advantage of it this afternoon as well. Marian 15 points off of those 14 turnovers. Meeks misses a wide open layup.
I know Meeks missed it, but that's the play the Cougars got to get, those points off of turnovers. You don't have to worry about defense if there's no defense down there to play against.
Collicott trying to dive on the floor. Kick ball on the Cougars. Emmanuel Wilson checks in for Jacob Collicott.
So just want to again shout out how good the Cougars defense have been. They only have scored 12 points in the game. They're only down by 5 though, especially 3-point wise. Marian shooting 25 from beyond the arc right now.
They've locked them down. They've definitely started to contest more shots, applying more pressure. And I think that complements what you just said, is that they've really dialed it up defensively and limited some of those shots that we saw were wide open in the opening minutes.
I think they might have figured out, hey, our offense isn't clicking right now, so we just got to play out of our minds defensively, and eventually that's going to lead to points if you can keep causing turnovers.
I was just about to say that, Peter. Defense leads to offense if you're the Cougars. And a good break there caught after the missed layup.
Marian isn't a great paint team. Not that many points inside. They really rely on that 3-ball. The Cougars shutting the 3-ball down. Marian's kind of looking for some new options right now.
Rudella 3. He buries it. Gets his team within 2. Rudella shooting 30% from downtown on the season. One possession ball game.
Saw it right there, what I've been talking about all game. Ball movement to the open guy. Cougars got that open 3. And now within 2.
Charge drawn by Brett Hatton. Takes a shoulder from Tyler Gowan.
Can really feel the momentum swinging to the Cougar side. Their defense is playing great right now. They're starting to hit a couple more threes, couple more shots. There's a time to strike. It's right now as this half is coming to a close.
I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier in the middle of the half. They were down by as much as 11, now within 2. And a silly turnover there for the Cougars.
That's a momentum killer. You got to be careful of the ball at all times, even at your own end.
So minute 32 remaining. Makes it a 2-possession ball game now. Wilson inside, strong, throws it up, almost had a tremendous and one. But Wilson will go to the free throw line to cash in on some free throws. Cavante Shaw, his first personal foul. Marian now with 9 fouls in the half, Cougars with 7. Wilson shooting 62% from the free throw line this season, a 74% career shooter. Justin Greenlee in for Jalen Meeks. These next 2 possessions here are going to be very big for the Cougars, what they do defensively as well as when they get it in the next offensive possession.
If they can go into half with the lead, that's going to be huge with how slow their offense has looked this half. Still be able to come out of it winning the game. Get a fresh start in that second half, play a little bit better offense.
Offensive foul called. Delvin Barnstable pushing Isaac Riddell to the ground. Cougars have not led since the opening minutes of this game with Emmanuel Wilson's layup, and that was 2-0. We've come a long way since then. 19-16 is your score. Now some discussion between one of the referees and the head coach, Drake Diener. Wilson able to help out Matthews on the inbound pass and give it to Greenlee.
You mentioned how energetic both these coaches are, and their teams really reflect it. Very quick teams, a lot of throwing hands everywhere, trying to get deflections and whatnot. Some really fun basketball to watch.
Wilson inside. Davis, Williams driving inside, bunny hop, and one! Good move inside by Davis Williams. He now has 4 points. Good vision, too, by Emmanuel Wilson to see the fade inside.
Again, a lot of Cougars have been open on the baseline and around the paint when they drive there. They just got to start getting that vision going and finding those open looks to the basket.
Davis Williams trying to tie it with the and one free throw. Gets a shooter's touch on it. We're back even, 19-19. 51 seconds remaining in the first half. Cougars have come a long way after being down by much as 11 at the 6-11 mark of the game.
Big final minute here. See who comes out with the lead.
Cougars able to get it. had possession, but Matthews stepped out of bounds. And one compliment to the Cougars right now defensively, they've really have shut down the long ball as well from David Britton.
No, Britton, he started out hot, got a couple threes in the early goings, got up to 8 points, but since then he's now 3 for 8. 3 for 8 on the game total, I should say. They've just shut down the 3 ball in general. Marian shooting 3 for 12 right now.
So shot clock at 18 seconds now, 39.7 seconds on the game clock. Offensive foul called. Jarrett Henderson pushed Tavares Davis-Williams.
Big reason Marian was able to get up to the lead they did earlier was because of some offensive fouls and troubles from the Cougars. Kind of seeing that swing the other way now. Marian's offense looks a little out of sorts, and the Cougars are taking advantage as they've come all the way back to tie the game up.
So Jarrett Henderson picks up his 3rd personal foul. Into the game for the first time, Luke Buffton, Jr. from New Holstein, Wisconsin, I should say, excuse me. 9.7 seconds difference between shot clock, game clock. Rudell, nice break inside. Davis-Williams lays it in. Cougars get their first lead in ages in this one.
Davis-Williams has really picked up his play, really using his height advantage over mostly Sabre players. They're going to need some big play out of him in the second half to pull away with this one, and he's really starting to show it right now.
Just over 3 seconds separates shot clock and game clock. Isaac Rudell one-on-one with David Britton. Britton drives, kicks it over to the corner, a 3, bang. Devin Barnstable hits it. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Emmanuel Wilson throws one up, and it's just short. An exciting end to the first half. Sabres able to get a late 3-pointer to retain the lead. Going into the locker room, 22-21 is your score. Marian up over CUC. Peter, it was the ending of the half that we've kind of talked about for the Cougars that we've usually seen when they've been down big in the early goings. Clawing their way back, riding the momentum, getting within 1 or 2 possessions. They find themselves only down 1 point. This is where you want to be for the Cougars in the locker room.
Say what you will about the Cougars. They're a very resilient team, always within striking distance, it feels. They're only down by 1 going to the locker room, and they are a very good second-half team. If you look at their season, they've scored 451 points in the second half compared to 377 in the first, so second half is where this team usually comes alive.
Well, the CUC dance team will perform, and we'll have second-half basketball coming to you shortly after the break here on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back inside of Geisman Gymnasium. Carter Gledhill joined by Peter Borkowski with you on the call for this conference matchup between the Marian University Sabres and your Concordia University Chicago Cougars. Peter, it was a slow start for the Cougars in the beginning of the half. They picked up some steam towards the middle, rode it into the end, and after a late 3 by Marian, only down by 1.
Say, that last 5 minutes, that was some really good basketball from the Cougars. All 20 minutes of the half was great defense, but the offense really started to kick into gear those last couple minutes. They can keep playing like that. They'll have no problem with this second half.
Well, some big three-point shooting from Isaac Riddell, 2 of 4 from downtown. He has 8 points, as well as Tavares Davis-Williams with 7 points. He has been big in part of controlling the paint because we mentioned without Landon Gladney, there's not a lot of middle room there for the Cougars to give away to Marian. So they're really relying on the junior to pick up the slack.
No, Davis-Williams, we kind of saw the game trend and his playing trend kind of correlate throughout that half. He started out slow. The offense started out slow. Once he really started to pick up those points in the paints, the offense followed suit, and that's why we're at a 1-point game right now.
Now looking inside the box score a little bit deeper, the Cougars had 16 turnovers. Marian had 13. Off of those turnovers, Marian has scored 17 points off CUC turnovers. CUC has scored 10 off of the 13 Marian turnovers. So that might be one thing that is separating the teams right now. But if we just look at the bigger picture, Cougars need to clean it up a little bit on the offensive side. Passing, reversals, as well as just not turning the ball over as much.
We mentioned it a couple times that first half. A lot of their offensive struggles were kind of their own fault rather than Marian's defense. Again, turnovers, fouls, out of bounds. They can clean that up. I think they're going to have a really nice half here.
Cougars get it to start the second half, going right to left on your screen. We start with a nice feed inside from Meeks to Hatton. If you notice one thing right now about Jalen Meeks, he lost the headband. Might have been a good omen now. Good start.
Say a little no headband magic.
So Cougars have an early lead. Haven't led since the early goings of the game where it was 2-0. Travel called on Barnstable. Good defense by the sophomore Emmanuel Wilson.
Something else we saw pick up as this first half progressed. Marian started to get a little sloppy offensively. Kind of what was hurting the Cougars started hurting the Sabres. Some offensive fouls, some turnovers, some pointless turnovers, I should say. It just kind of switched spots in that regard.
Offense has started through Meeks, and then it's gone to the other two guards, as well as Wilson and Matthews. Rudell has it now. He drives inside, tries to force his way up. Foul is called on the way up. And you can see Cavante Shaw is not happy with the call.
Nice job by Wilson to get the call there. We've seen kind of both drives from the Cougars now. That first drive that resulted in some points. But as soon as that Sabres defense collapsed in, they moved the ball, got the easy basket. That second one, Wilson just kind of took it himself. He drew the foul, but I really like it when the Cougars drive to the paint and then move the ball immediately for an open look.
Wilson makes the first free throw, shooting 62.5% on the season, 74% in his career. Makes both, gives the Cougars a 3-point lead.
This is exactly what the Cougars needed to start the second half. First 2 possessions, get 4 points out of it. Couldn't ask for a better start.
Strong take inside by Shaw, wanted a foul, nothing given. Rebound going the other way from Meeks to Rudell. Meeks gets it back. Wilson alone in the corner. Hits the back iron. Rudell gets the offensive board.
The corner three is usually there. Marion's not doing a good job of keeping an eye on it.
Meeks tries to go baseline, spins around, throws it up to the top. Wilson another 3. Too strong. Rebound pulled down by Ben Baston.
So these cross-court passes are kind of throwing Marian off its balance. It's not picking up on it.
A corner 3, this time from Britton, and he knocks it down.
Britton's one guy you do not want to get hot, one of the best scorers in the NAC.
Blocking foul called on Tyler Gowan.
Cougars have done a good job limiting Britton through most of this game. Besides a couple early threes, they can keep him off the board. That's really going to hinder this Sabre offense.
Gowan's 3rd personal foul, team's 2nd. Wilson gives it back to Rudell, pump fake, pulls it out, wants to give it inside to Hatton. Defended by Shaw. Hatton, strong take up, and another foul called on Shaw. He's already picked up 3. So Hatton going back to the free throw line. Second trip. Previous trip he went 1 for 2. Starts off on a good note in his second trip. A junior from Richland County High School has played a huge part in this Cougars team ever since he stepped foot on campus. Last year appeared in 8 games, started 7, averaging 14 points a game. Foul from behind, courtesy of Rudell on Ben Baston. 2 shots to come for the sophomore from De Pere, Wisconsin.
Cougars, he had a good job in that first half limiting the fouls. Not a lot of free throws from Marian, only 2 all half. It's a good way to keep him off the board, is don't give him those free points.
Cougars went 7 of 9 in the first half from the same category. That might play a crucial role in the later part of this game as Baston missed the second free throw. 1-point ball game. Matthews has it. Reverses course. Gives it up to Hatton on the block, trying to go to work on Shaw again. Goes inside, met by 3 defenders. Matthews fouled at the top of the key.
Marian's really struggling with the personal fouls right now. They already had 4 free throws from the Cougars this quarter. This half, excuse me. Even the fouls that aren't resulting in free throws, it's giving that Cougars offense time to reset.
Meeks has it on the left block, trying to spin around, almost loses it, and he does to Barnstable. Shaw to Britton on the baseline. Kicks it out to the right wing. A 3 from Ben Baston. Baston, excuse me.
The three-pointer has not been Marian's strong suit all game, contrary to what they've been doing this season. Again, first in the NAC and three-point percentage. They're only shooting 6 for 15.
Big block on from Britton. Now Wilson goes the other way. 1-2, right over the left side of the basket. Nice reverse layup from Emmanuel Wilson as he hustles back down on the defensive side. Nice look in the corner from Barnstable. Wasn't able to find the mark.
That was a good job by Matthews to contest that shot, just be in his face.
Rudell, nice move inside, misses on his first attempt, gets a second attempt, floater away, can't convert. Keeps it at a tie game, 29 each. Barnstable crossing on Hatton, throws it up off the backboard, and a foul is called by the far side referee. Foul is called on Brett Hatton. That's his first. Barnstable making his first trip to the free throw line in the game. 73% on the season. Substitutions for both teams. Tavares Davis-Williams, Jacob Collicott, and Justin Greenlee in for the Cougars. Luke Buffton in for Marian.
Excited to see Davis-Williams back in the game. It's a big reason the Cougars really picked up the pace at the end of the first half. You can use him now as they're trailing once again by 2 points.
Cougars trying to continue the momentum at the end of the first half. Started the second half 1 of 6 from the field.
So they came out firing, scored 4 points in their first 2 possessions. They've slowed down immensely since then.
Offensive board by Davis-Williams. Greenlee hesitated on the 3. Matthews has it at the top, gives it back to Greenlee. Looking to try to get it inside to Davis-Williams. Gives it up to Matthews on the other side instead. Matthews, wraparound layup, tough shot. Fighting through contact at the rim.
Nice baseline drive there from Matthews.
Britton sends it all the way to the corner, and now it's back up on the wing to Gowan.
Davis Williams, he's got to pay attention. He kind of lost his man for a second. He's ball watching. It's lucky he didn't take that open three there.
Barnstable is fouled before the drive. Called on Jacob Collicott. Manuel Wilson, Isaac Rudell back in for CUC. Jordan Matthews, Jalen Meeks out. We'll take a quick trip to the Gatorade cooler and grab some water before they probably come back in sooner than later. A three from Barnstable and the foul. There's a slow closeout from Davis Williams. Think he forgot Barnstable was in the corner. Now a potential 4-point play to come.
I called it out just probably no more than a minute ago. Davis Williams kind of lost track of his man. He was on the near side corner. Looks like he just did the same thing there and kind of overcompensated on the closeout, and see if Barnstable can complete the 4-point play.
Barnstable only get the 3-pointer out of that trip with a game-high 14 points.
You know, Davis Williams, I think a big reason he turned around that first half is just playing with a lot more confidence. Starting the second half, he looks a little lost out there. Got to get that confidence back to his good playing ways.
Greenlee gives it up to Wilson in the corner for three, no good. Collicott goes up, comes back down, and puts it back up, gets two.
Really like Collicott, in the post. He's got that great vertical, able to pull those rebounds down even though he's not the tallest player out there.
Timeout called by Marian. 14:30 remaining in the second half. They have a 1-point advantage over the Cougars. 34-33 is your score.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
Cougar Pride Band playing little tequila before we get started back inside a Geisman Gymnasium. Sabres have 3 timeouts remaining. Cougars have 4. Rudell guarding Britton at the top. Greenlee able to poke it away out of Barnstable's grasp. Good ball reversal to find a 3. Missed shot from Baston.
Marian's getting a couple more open threes so far in the second half than it looks like they were at the end of the first.
A reach-in foul called. Goes against Nick Breakbush.
They've already made 3 threes in this half. They made 4 in the first, so that dangerous 3 ball that they're known for really coming into effect right now.
Scott Paulus, as well as Tyler Gowan, return for the Sabres. Rudell inbounding the ball, gives it to Wilson. Feeds it up over to Davis Williams, and one! Good vision from Wilson to find Davis Williams inside. Textbook float pass.
That's exactly what he needs right now, a confidence builder, especially if he could finish this playoff. We saw how passionate he was after getting that and one play.
That is the 4th foul on Tyler Gowan.
Davis Williams, he's just best when he's full of confidence and just driving to the basket.
So Gowan leaves the game. Nick Breakbush in to replace him. 6 fouls now for Marian, 4 for CUC. Davis Williams misses the free throw, gets it back, and another 2 shots will come after he gets his own rebound.
Man, Davis Williams, when he's in the paint and he's playing like he can, just a force to be reckoned with. He's got to be a little bit more consistent with it. We've seen him both ends of it today.
So that foul goes against Scott Paulus, who just checked into the game and picked up his 4th foul.
Both him and Gowan in foul trouble with 4 apiece.
Davis Williams hits both free throws to tie a season-high 11 points. That was set on the 8th against Concordia, Wisconsin.
Oh, Cougars in the bonus as well.
And that is going to play a big time effect later going into this game. Nice spin on the backboard out of the hand of David Britton. He's been quiet, but he's starting to pick it up now. He has 13 points. Hasn't been able to shoot the 3 ball as much. Greenlee wrapping around, and 1! Greenlee overpowering Breakbush, and he gets rewarded with a trip to the free throw line.
CC's really taking advantage of Marian's post defense right now. They're drawing a lot of fouls, and they're finishing on the plays too. Saw Davis Williams get an and 1, and now Greenlee just did. Seems that's their game plan right now, is just drive to the paint and exploit that Marian defense.
Missed free throw, offensive board by Hatton. Travel called as he falls to the ground. Brent Hatton checked in for Tavares Davis Williams. And to go back to your point about the paint, it has been a big seller right now for the Cougars in the second half. After having only 6 paint points in the first half, the Cougars have added 12 to start the second.
Well, you mentioned that their last game against Dominican, they outscored them 42-24, so they're a very capable paint team. It's got to be a bit consistent with it.
Offensive foul called on Britton. That'll be his first personal foul. So Marian already with 9 fouls, and there's 13 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in the game. Cougars with only 4.
The Cougars can keep their fouls down, which, besides a little spike earlier in this half, they've been doing a good job of today. It's going to give them a big advantage being in the bonus.
Collicott gets it at the block, throws it underhanded. I don't think there was a high probability of that shot going in anyways.
Looks like he's almost trying to draw the foul there, especially at the rate the refs have been calling him lately.
Collicott thought that he was going to get rewarded for that poke. And the ball hit off of him last, so Marian will retain possession.
While it is a bit of a IQ play there from Collicott to try and draw that foul, you can't really rely on that.
Collicott takes a seat on the bench. Jalen Meeks back in for the Cougars. Kick out was intended for Breakbush, but it was deflected off of Meeks. Justin Greenlee back in for the Cougars. Isaac Rudell is subbed out. .15 seconds on the shot clock. Britton takes it out, right side baseline. Barnstable has it. Paulus reverses it over to Baston. A deep 3. Britton sinks it. Silences the crowd. Ties the game at 39.
Britton's not going to miss those shots, and the Cougars, they've been doing a good job of contesting him all day. He's wide open on that one.
And an awkward shot from Greenlee kept his balance. Gives the Cougars the lead back, 41-39. And a foul called on the ground. And going to just a little bit of talking about how these players such as Britton have been this season. He has excelled and really done a good job of just shooting the 3. He has shot double digits, scored double digits, I should say, in all the games this season.
Right, and he's hit that point again. He's got 16 right now, which is just below his average of 17.1. But he just doesn't feel like he's been as big a factor in this game as he could have been. Cougars are just doing a good job playing hard defense on him and not giving him any easy looks at the basket.
Emmanuel Wilson picks up his second foul. Will go to the bench, replaced by Tavares Davis Williams. So now the next foul will send Marian to the free throw line. Next foul from Marian will send the Cougars into the double bonus. A foul called, 1 and 1 to follow. Davis Williams picks up his second personal foul. Excuse me, third. Here, Jim Egan, come over the loudspeaker and correct me.
He's 2 away from fouling out, 1 away from being in trouble. He's definitely not someone when you want to lose, especially with how he's able to turn this game around at points.
Britton hits his first free throw. That's his first one of the game. Marian on the season shooting 68% from the charity stripe. Game is back tied at 41 each. It's going to be crucial. Each possession is taken down to the wire and also maximized, if you would ask Coach Kohler, especially in these tight ball games. Talks about finding good shots, but he wants his players to take great shots. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Inside to Davis Williams, wraps it around, puts it down. Davis Williams now has a new season high of 13 points.
So it looks like Shaw got hit or something on that play. We see him take a second. Get his feet back under him. Something to watch out for.
Shaw's been playing hard this entire game, whether it's been defending Davis Williams, Hatton, or trying to guard Matthews. He's really done a good job of consistently applying pressure on the defensive side for Marian.
So you mentioned defending Davis Williams. I think that's what that play was. After Williams finished, just came down a little too hard on Shaw.
Jalen Meeks picks up his third personal foul. Britton returns to the free throw line.
So we're not even halfway through the half, and Cougars have already overtaken their personal foul numbers from the first. They had 7 in that half. They already have 8 in this half. They're going to need to shape up a little, play a little bit more controlled basketball. Keep Marian off the charity stripe.
Isaac Riddell replaces Jalen Meeks. He's not happy of coming to the bench and picking up his third foul. As you see the way he's sitting on the bench right now. As you mentioned, right now the Cougars are shorthanded. They have a couple guys out that would usually play some minutes in games. Kieran Heller as well. Liam Cameron out. Landon Gladney is out as well. So those are players that we've seen over winter break kind of step up as well as play significant minutes. Not active today. Yeah. Marian right now has a full bench of players ready to go in as well. Davis Williams, spin around shot, needs to get it up. Resets the shot clock. Another miss from Matthews. Ball is on the court. Who is going to pull away from it? And a foul is called. The referee corrects himself and will say, no, they actually did call a foul. He changed his mind twice. It was foul, then it was jump ball, then it was foul. But after all that commotion, it is a foul called on Ben Baston. That is his third. Jordan Matthews will shoot the double bonus. Makes the first. And Peter, we know that the free throws are going to be a huge factor in the later goings of this game, especially because both teams have high fouls, are going to be in the bonus for the remainder of it. But the free throw line is where you could start making up where your offense might not be producing as much as you would think.
Well, and to add on to that, it's been a 1-2 point game for most of this half. And, well, 1 point per free throw. Those are going to become big later down the line, especially in such a close game as we got right now.
Shaw inside, kicks it out to the wing. Wide open three. Ben Baston hits it in the face of Brett Hatton. Gives the Sabres a 1 point lead.
Hatton was just a step behind on that closeout.
Justin Greenlee called with an offensive foul. He picks up his second personal foul. So now some substitutions for the Cougars. Jacob Collicott, Emmanuel Wilson in. For Marian, Jarrett Henderson in as well. Coach Kohler does not agree with the call on Greenlee. I didn't really see it. It was one of those like really far off ball offensive fouls you were called.
Yeah, I'm not so sure myself what the call was, but turnover is a turnover at the end of the day. Doesn't go down as one, but we're giving the ball to the other team.
Cougars in a soft zone right now. Marian, good ball movement. Another three from Baston, was not able to find anything. Wilson taking it himself. Wild shot off the backboard into the hands of Britton.
Davis Williams and Collicott kind of got tangled up in each other there. Didn't realize they were playing on the same team for a second.
Barnstable loses it off his foot. Collicott picks it up and gives it up to Matthews. 9:15 remaining in the game. It's been back and forth this entire half. Wilson over to Davis Williams, and a travel is called. Little bunny hop from Davis Williams draws the travel. Right now, you can see both teams are trying to match each other's intensity. I mean, obviously, we've seen it with the fouls. There have been 19 called in this half, but just on either side, too, defensively, guys are crashing in the paint. No shot has been easy to take unless it's been on the perimeter.
No, they know how much this game means conference-wise, and such a tight game. They want to come away with that win.
And both teams are hot right now. We mentioned Cougars coming into this game on a 3-game win streak. Marian has a 4-game win streak. So both teams are functioning very well right now in the heart of conference play. And a win right here, as you mentioned, is very valuable going forward in the standings.
And they want to keep those win streaks going, keep that momentum as we head into the home stretch of the season pretty soon.
Rudell, pump fake three, wanted to give it up. He gives it to Wilson. He flies from deep, doesn't hit anything but Collicott's hand under the rim. Davis Williams gives it up, no look pass to Wilson. Goes out of bounds on the baseline.
Wilson wasn't ready for that pass under the basket. Very close pass.
Brett Hatton in for Davis Williams. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Matthews taking it out. Rudell cutting to the wing. He gets it, signals for Matthews. Flights it in off the backboard. Yes, sir. Isaac Rudell gives the Cougars a bucket, brings them within one.
See, Rudell's kind of quietly hit double digits on the day at 10 points.
And you mentioned it quietly is the right word to describe it, as Shaw sinks another basket to give himself 5 points. It's the quiet thing. He's not doing big things. He hit a couple threes. He's doing the dirty work inside. Matthews gets fouled at the rim. Delvin Barnstable picks up the foul. Barnstable, that is his third personal foul. Matthews returns to the free throw line. Returning to the game for Marian, Scott Paulus. Jalen Meeks is sitting down at the scorer's table. He will check in for Jordan Matthews, either after the make or the next dead ball. Matthews a perfect 6 for 6 from the free throw line in the game. Britton bringing it up. Little stutter step. Shaw loses it. Goes out of bounds. Smart move by Wilson just to let it roll out and give his team a fresh shot clock in possession. Yeah, everything's set up.
So I'm sure that's really tempting for Wilson. You had Collicott streaking down the court. Knowing how athletic he is, he kind of probably pulled off something really nice to look at the rim, but smart play by Wilson. Get the offense set up and run some clock down. This could be could be a last possession type game.
It's shaping up to be that as both teams are going back-to-back answering. Hatton, strong move, not able to find the backboard. Rudell, offensive board and put back. Isaac Rudell with 12 points now. He has 11 rebounds, another double-double for the senior. from St. Joseph, Michigan.
The Cougars really taking advantage of the rebounds in this half. They're out rebounding Marian by 14 on the game, 38-24. Getting a lot of second chances in this half alone.
Shaw, 3. Little too strong. Rudell, another board. The leading rebounder for the Cougars is really shining here in the second half. Hatton pulls it out. Paulus is up on him, gives it up to Wilson. You see both teams are starting to slow it down. Cougars with a 1-point lead. Hatton has Paulus on his back, able to get around it, go to the rim. Brett Hatton now with 7 points in the game. Timeout called by Marian. CUC up 3 with 6:24 remaining. Stay tuned inside of Geisman Gymnasium for a thriller that is to come here on the Cougar Sports Network.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light.
How can I help you?
Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need. For help with food, healthcare, mental health, and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected, get help.
Coming out of the full timeout from Marian, want to give a quick shout out to the Cougar production crew over here. Sydney Palacios Lawher, Julia Beers, Katie Schrems, Wyatt McLaughlin, Grace Miller all the way down at the end, as well as Ryan McGee and Chandler Kerr, making all the magic behind the scenes possible for you to enjoy this game on the Cougar Sports Network. Peter Borkowski, my partner. I'm Carter Gledhill with you on the call. It's an exciting Saturday night basketball game here in Concordia University, Chicago. Marian Sabres coming to this one on a 4-game win streak and look to make it 5, but the Cougars are trying to extend their own win streak of 3 games as Rudell is able to pickpocket Shaw. Rudell gives it up to Greenlee in the corner. Meeks a 3. Not enough. Rebound from Paulus. Britton has really been the starter of the offense for Marian all game. He has 20 points. He loses it in the paint. Matthews, left side block, little up and under. He gets fouled on the way up by Shaw, and he is not happy with the call.
Shaw's in foul trouble now. As you mentioned earlier, he's been kind of doing a bit of it all for the Sabres today. 5 points, but also playing some really tough defense, 5 rebounds as well.
Shaw now with 4 personal fouls. 1 more, he's out of the game. And it might not be so much of an offensive loss for the Sabres as it is a energy loss that would have, because he has been flying up and down the court all game for Marian. So he comes out of the game. He is replaced by Tyler Gowan. Tavares Davis-Williams in for Brent Hatton as well.
The funny thing is, Gowan comes in to replace Shaw, who's in foul trouble. Gowan's in foul trouble himself. He's got 4 as well, as does Paulus. So 3 players on the brink of getting out of this game for Marian. Would be a huge loss for them.
Baston gets it back from Britton. Cougars are playing a little bit more of a high-energy zone. He bricks that 3. Davis-Williams is able to pull the rebound down. Now we have a conversation between the referees. It is a foul called on Scott Paulus. Now it's confusion. I'm confused, Peter, because one referee called a foul on Paulus. Another one called a foul on Davis-Williams. So they're going to call it on Davis-Williams.
Looks like Davis-Williams. Paulus is lining up for the shot. To me, it looked like Davis-Williams. He got the ball, and then Paulus tied him up. So kind of wondering where they saw the foul from Davis Williams.
It was one of those things, too, where Coach Kohler's not happy with the referees right now because it looked like Paulus had his arm around Davis Williams. So either way,
it almost looked like he was bear hugging him.
Paulus makes one of 2 free throws. That is his first point of the game. So Davis Williams has to come out of the game.
So Paulus kind of caught a break there. That would have been his 5th foul. Would have kicked them out of the game for it. Would have fouled out. Now Davis Williams instead is in foul trouble with 4 of his own.
And Davis Williams is the leading fouler on the Cougars team with 29, so he is not new to this problem. Greenlee gives it on the baseline for Hatton, a pump fake. Dribbles around, spin around on the block. Big block, but a foul is called instead. Delvin Barnstable can't believe it. Thought he got all ball. Referee said he got hand.
It looked like all ball to me as well, but I guess one questionable call goes to Marian. One's going to go to CUC now. All equals out at the end.
So Hatton to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws, makes the first. There have been 23 fouls called in the second half. There are now 4 players for Marian in foul trouble. Delvin Barnstable is one of them. Last touched off of Marian, goes out of bounds. The Cougars get the ball on the baseline. The student section's getting into it. The bench is getting into it as well. You can definitely feel the momentum starting to shift, and this is where the Cougars need to capitalize, Peter.
That questionable call for the Sabres kind of got everyone a little mad in Geisman, and they're using it right now.
Rudell, another bucket. He has 14 points.
Marian's going to really need to rely on that 3 ball coming up as we're under 5 minutes to go.
That bucket from Rudell is now a new season high. He had 12 in the last game against Dominican, which was his previous season high. A 3 from Barnstable, rattles out and up and into the hands of Hatton. And right now the Cougars have a 6-point lead, their largest of the game, with 4:22 remaining.
Marian's not really making any attempts towards the bucket lately. I said it at the top of the broadcast in the pregame. They live and die by that 3-pointer. It's just not working out for him right now.
Matthews gives it up to Rudell. He pump fakes inside, hits back iron. Rebound by Paulus. Britton pulls it out and slows it down for Marian. Understanding each possession is valuable for his team. Barnstable wants to go inside, gives it back to Baston. Barnstable hesitates before putting up a shot. Hits front iron at the rim. It's hit off the backboard. Last touch by Brett Hatton. Cavante Shaw replaces Ben Baston. Barnstable going. Shaw and Paulus all have 4 fouls for Marian. Blocked from behind from Greenlee. The travel called on Brett Hatton as he rolled on the ground trying to avoid Shaw. But that was a big-time play from Justin Greenlee.
So you could say get up there again for Greenlee. He's only 6'1", but he's near the rim on that, looked like.
Isaac Rudell out, Emmanuel Wilson in. Things are getting a little scrappy as the intensity picks up. A 3 from Shaw is no good. Hatton with the rebound. Cougars have a chance to build on their 6-point lead. Matthews bringing it up. Davis Williams is sitting down at the scores table, getting ready to check back in. Matthews pulls it out, trying to waste some more clock. 15 seconds now as Meeks gets ready to drive. Hatton waiting for Matthews. 5 seconds. Matthews looks like he'll take it himself. Spin around, kicks it to Hatton. Pump fake 3. Foul called. And 1! Oh my goodness, Brett Hatton! What a play!
Give me the hot sauce, Brett Hatton. Oh my Lord.
Brett Hatton with a circus 3-pointer and 1, and a foul called on Scott. Paulus will send him to the bench with 5. Wow! Put that on your highlight reel, Brett Hatton.
Say, kind of take your pick with what you want to talk about there. We got Paul's falling out. We got the 3 by Hatton, which should not have gone in, and one.
I don't think he was trying to shoot for anything other than the front of the rim, but I guess that's what you're taught sometimes is when you shoot for the front of the rim, you might find the back and you might find a swish. Get 3 points and a foul.
And you might get a foul on it too, and a foul out. Paul's out of the game. He's 6'5", one of the taller players on this Marian team. That's a huge loss as we get into crunch time, but oh my goodness, what a play.
Paulus exits the game with only 1 point, 9 rebounds, and 1 block. Cougars up by 9. Hatton missed the free throw. And now a foul is called on CUC.
As if Geisman wasn't loud enough with the Cougars run they were going on. You throw that in there and, oh boy.
Emmanuel Wilson called for the foul. That is his 3rd.
The Cougars got to be careful though now. They're up by 8, one of their bigger leads, probably their biggest lead actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. 9 points is their largest lead.
So you can't get a false sense of security here again. Marion's very good at that 3 ball. That's a good way to get back in the game quickly. But just got to keep that energy up.
Gowan hits both free throws. He has 4 points in the game, makes it a 7-point deficit. Matthews brings it up. He's near his bench. And again, the Cougars are on a 3-game win streak, looking to make it 4. Marian has won 4 games in a row, trying to make it 5. Meeks, underhand layup, spin it in and down. Jalen Meeks, I guess losing the headband at halftime, has come with a little bit of a shooter's touch. Turnover by Marian. Cougars get the ball.
So it's going to be a game of possession now. 2:19 left to go. Cougars are up by 9.
Marian is now 1 of 7 in the last 7 shots.
So Marion's kind of been doing this all game. They'll go on a hot streak. They'll play good enough to stay in with the Cougars. They'll go on a hot streak to take a lead. Then they'll go kind of cold again. This is the coldest they've been all game, though. Plus some costly fouls and a pretty irregular 3-pointer, and this is how we're here.
Little extra step from Jalen Meeks. That's a travel. 2:02 remaining in the game. I cannot tell you enough how crazy that Brett Hatton 3-pointer was. To not only that, but beat the shot clock too. A step back in the corner from Gowan was no good. Minute 45 to play. Jordan Matthews is going to pull it out near the half-court line.
Good decision. Waste some time. Just about to hit the 1.5 minute mark, and they're up by 9. You don't need to do anything too fancy. Just play safe, smart basketball here.
It's him versus Barnstable.
Interested to see if Marion's going to start fouling eventually.
Rudell crossing up in the left side, looking for help, throws it up on the elbow, hits nothing. Rebound pulled down by Barnstable. 2-on-1 opportunity here for Marian. Nice finish to get inside was Gowan. He is fouled on the inside by Jalen Meeks.
Meeks in foul trouble now with 4, but I think with 1:14, you hope that doesn't come into effect. Cougars are just a few shot clocks away from sealing this one.
Meeks with 4 fouls. Davis Williams with 4 fouls. Brett Hatton checking into the game. Jalen Meeks will exit. Probably some offensive, defensive strategy coming from Coach Kohler using those 2. The only other player for the Cougars that is potentially on the brink of foul trouble is Emmanuel Wilson with 3. Missed free throw from Gowan. And a foul is called on Shaw, and that is a technical too, and he gets in the face of the official too, and he's gone.
He's out of here.
Devontae Shaw lost his cool. He fouled Rudell on the steal. Then he punched the ball out of the back from Rudell, and then got in the face of the official. So Devontae Shaw has to go to the locker room.
I'm going to talk about the mental game that's been happening here. Marian just looks really frustrated, even though they were in this game not too long ago. They're just committing, quite honestly, pointless plays that are just resulting in Cougars points, and they're getting frustrated at themselves here.
Well, I'm not sure you could see it on camera, but Cavante Shaw might have just broke a garbage can too.
It's always a nice little touch to add in there. Well, we saw earlier when Davis Williams fouled him, he was kicking the table around just out of the baseline. These players are very passionate players, especially in a tight conference game. And we're kind of seeing that rear its head here.
So we're going to take a breather. You should too. Everybody in here is going to take a nice deep breath as well. Full timeout called by Marian. 62-54 is the score. CUC is up with 1:11 remaining.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. The trees stand tall. Mother, mother, you tell me to stay rooted. The trees' roots go deep. You tell me to focus on my breath, and the trees breathe for the earth. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? Will you be the kind that makes shade, or the kind that shows a new way? Might you be the kind to hug, or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind. The child had a few more questions after that, and the forest had plenty of answers.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back inside of Geisman Gymnasium. Carter Gledhill, Peter Borkowski with you. And, wow. It's been an exciting second half, I'll tell you that.
I don't know how I would describe it myself, personally.
Cougars trailed by 1 going into halftime and have come back in the second half and have pulled away with a 62-54 game.
We've seen a bit of everything, too.
So Emmanuel Wilson will shoot technical free throws now. So there was a technical foul on Cavante Shaw. He misses the first free throw. And these 2 technicals come on the getting in the face of the official, as well as then the foul, as well as the end where he tried to poke it out. So Wilson has missed both free throws. He'll get 1 more. Okay, he's able to make 1.
So I'm kind of looking forward to reading the game recap on this one, because it's quite a bit to recap the last couple minutes.
So 1 of 4 on the technical free throws. Wilson's not happy, but the Cougars will take that extra point. So on that as well, Isaac Rudell will now have 2 free throws because it was a personal foul to start. So Rudell, a 71% free throw shooter on the season, 75 in his career. Makes the first. And you mentioned Isaac Rudell with a new season high of 15 points. Wanted to hold off before I said another one, but now he has 16.
That's 16.
Cougars up by 11. 1:09 remaining.
Again, they don't need to do anything really much here. Just play safe, smart basketball.
Wilson able to get a hand on it. Fouled from behind was Breakbush on Jordan Matthews. So more free throws to come. Cougars have shot 65% in the half from the charity stripe, 15 of 23, 68.8% in the game.
And before we see these intentional fouls really start to stack up right now, Marian's got 16 personal fouls in this half alone. Cougars are taking 23 free throws, so that's 15 points they've earned off of those. The big reason they're up by 12 now.
Jordan Matthews makes the first free throw. Makes the second. Now, here's an interesting stat for all you keeping track at home. Jordan Matthews averages 13 points a game, and he has 11 points in this game, but 9 of which have come from free throws. So you can see right now that's the kind of player that continually he's attacked, doesn't worry about anything, and he'll try to find ways to get the points and get his team to the line.
Smart players know how to get to the charity stripe.
Bucket by Nick Breakbush brings the score to 67-56. Timeout called by the Cougars to avoid the 5-second violation. It is a full timeout as we'll step away with 49.2 seconds remaining in this exciting conference affair.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light.
How can I help you?
Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need. For help with food, healthcare, mental health, and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected, get help.
As the Jeopardy theme song is coming to an end, both teams come back out into the court. 67-56, Cougars up over the Sabres. As we will have the Sabres take the Cougars will take it out of bounds, and here we go. Out of the playbook of Matt LaFleur, let's say. Emmanuel Wilson gives it in to Jordan Matthews on the football-style inbound play.
It is wild card weekend.
Jordan Matthews is fouled. I couldn't say Matt Nagy because, he's not the head coach anymore and not in the playoffs. So.
And there was no screen pass as well, so.
So foul called on Luke Buffton. That is his first. No, our director, C.J. Selner, will appreciate the Packers.
That makes one of us.
Me too. Jordan Matthews hits the first free throw. Again, just the emphasis on Jordan Matthews' free throw shooting ability in this game has been tremendous because he is 10 of 11 from the charity stripe with 12 points. And usually you don't see that as much from some players, but they are continuously going to the basket, and he has put himself and his team in a spot in the situation where you said they needed to capitalize in the second half.
Well, that's what makes Matthews such a great player on this team is, he doesn't do anything that fantastic, that exciting, those flashy dunks, but he's just incredibly smart, gets to the line a lot. He's killing some clock right now.
Jordan Matthews then draws another foul. This time it will be credited to Nick Breakbush. So as the seconds slowly trickle off the clock, 27.3 seconds remaining to be exact. Looking ahead at the schedule for the Cougars, they are back at home on the 19th against Rockford University at 7 p.m. You can catch all that coverage on the Cougar Sports Network. Live streams, live stats, and game day coverage. Everything you need to see for Aurora versus CUC. Jalen Meeks back in, Emmanuel Wilson out. Shot clock turned off. Marian dribbling it out, trying to get a couple more shots. A three from Delvin Barnstable, and a timeout to follow. Timeout by Marian, 20.3 seconds remaining in the game. We'll step away as we wind down in the final seconds of this one.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. The trees stand tall. Mother, mother, you tell me to stay rooted. The tree's roots go deep. You tell me to focus on my breath, and the trees breathe for the earth. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? Will you be the kind that makes shade, or the kind that shows a new way? Might you be the kind to hug, or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind. The child had a few more questions after that, and the forest had plenty of answers.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Cougars will get the inbound after the Sabre timeout, after the Delvin Barnstable three-pointer. He has 17 points in the game. Meeks running the baseline, looking for help. And another timeout taken this time by Coach Kohler.
Having trouble inbounding the ball.
So it'll be a full timeout again. We'll keep it here, and we'll chat a little bit about this game. Peter, obviously, as we mentioned at the beginning of the game, it was a slow start for the Cougars. They picked it up towards halftime, and right now they find themselves where we wanted to see them for most of the game. And you mentioned it coming into the start of the second half. This is where they really pick up their offensive production as they score 451 points in the second half compared to 377 in the first.
Yeah, and they are a team that's really based off of energy. When the energy is high, whether it be from their bench, the fans, or the players on the court, they play great. They're not, again, we've talked all day, they're not that great. They don't have a lot of size on their roster, but they're very quick, they're very athletic, and then when these players get confidence under them and when they're just playing with a ton of energy, they're able to make some pretty insane things happen like we've seen tonight.
Couple final scores to report about the conference. Wisconsin Lutheran College defeats Dominican University by a score of 103-64. Concordia, Wisconsin loses to Illinois Tech 86-82. And Benedictine take down the Raiders of MSOE by a score of 61-50. As this game is the final conference game to happen on this Saturday evening. And here we go again. Three receivers to the left side. Quarterback Jalen Meeks looking for some help. And an offensive foul is called. Offensive pass interference.
Pass interference right there.
I've always wanted to run one of those plays. Never when I played basketball, but I always liked when you would have three guys on one side and you have your inbounder. Very unique inbound play.
The defense doesn't know exactly where to set up when so many guys are starting out of bounds.
Quick shot in the corner, hits off the side of the backboard from David Britton. Foul is called.
You know, credit to Marian right now. They're staying with it. They keep fouling the Cougars, trying to claw back in this game. You know, especially after that Hatton shot that had no reason to go down, and then the Shaw foul, which kind of threw the whole team off balance. It felt like they're trying to stick with it.
And this is a Cougars team that really wanted to come back at home and get a revenge win against a team that they lost to in the closing seconds of a game. Back on the 11th when they lost 72-70, Marian nailed a three-pointer in the final 30 seconds to pull away. The Cougars have been 4-6 in the last 10 matchups between the Sabres. Their last win came in February of 2020 by a score of 84-68. One final fadeaway shot from Tyler Gowan to add to his point total of 9. And the seconds wind down. Jacob Collicott in the corner. Gives it up to Jordan Matthews, and he'll dribble it out, and the buzzer will sound. The Cougars come from behind once again and get their fourth straight win and improve to a record of 7-6 and 5-3 in the NAC conference. Peter, it was a thriller. It had its moments where it was down and offense was down as well, but the Cougars found a way to get back within themselves and perform at a high level, and they pulled away with a big victory here tonight.
First half, Cougars, they scored 21 points. Second half, over doubled that with 50. So, yeah, I mean, they went to the locker room during half and made really good adjustments, came out looking a lot better, and again, they really fed off the energy of playing at home. It felt like this crowd was very loud, very energetic. Gave that Cougars the boost they needed to come away with this one.
Isaac Rudell with a new season high of 16 points, led the team in scoring. Tavares Davis-Williams also set a new season high of 13 points. And Jordan Matthews with 13 points, double digits again for the senior. 11 of 14 from the free throw line. This team just keeps finding ways to win, and they're going to keep riding this streak if they can continue that trend.
They're just a very well-built team. There's no one guy on this team who really carries the heavy load of the offense every week, it seems. They're just very well spread out. They have a good bench behind them, especially when they get these guys back who are kind of dealing with some health issues right now. They're going to be locked and loaded when it comes to the playoff time.
Marian University's next game will be Monday on the road at Concordia University, Wisconsin at 7 p.m. And we will stick around as we will have a interview with head coach Steve Kohler to follow. I want to give a quick thank you to Peter Borkowski for joining me. Stick around, folks. We have a post-game interview with head coach Steve Kohler. I'm here with head coach Steve Kohler after a huge conference victory over the Marian University Sabres, 71-63. Coach, you're on a 4-game winning streak now. You were down at halftime again. I feel like when always we talk about how will your guys respond. You were able to get it down to 1 point, going in the locker room down 22-21, and you come out in a big way, put up 50 in the second half. And man, oh man, that was exciting to watch.
Yeah. Wasn't exactly an offensive clinic in the first half. But you know what we did the entire time is we defended. You know, because if we didn't defend, we probably would have been down by 20 at the half. But we felt like we were just trying to make the home run play, like each possession. And they're a good defensive team, and they collapse on the drive. And we just weren't going to be able to make plays when that guy tried to do that right away. And in the second half, we started playing off of one another. We started getting some spray threes and getting to the rim. And then that's why we were able to perform in the second half offensively.
And Isaac Riddell was 16 points, a new season high for him. I was more impressed with Tavares Davis-Williams as well.
Yeah.
New season high for him of 13 points.
Yeah.
He really found out a way to control himself in that later part of the game. And when you're without Landon Gladney and a lot of your height, he stepped up and filled the shoes.
He did. Yeah, it was huge. Well, we took him out early, right, because he had a finish where he was way off balance. And to Tav's credit, he's taken coaching, and he had an unbelievable finish at the rim the next time. And I think that just gave him a little bit of confidence to play through his base. We talk to him all the time, like, dude, this is why you hit the weight room. Like, you're one of the strongest guys out there, and if you're playing off of 1 foot off balance, you lose that benefit. And so that was awesome to see him. He was huge for us, gave us a big-time spark.
And one of the areas in the second half that you guys really excelled at was the free throws, particularly Jordan Matthews. 13 points in the game, and 11 of those points came from the free throw line. For him as a player, usually the one of the guys that's going to put up the big numbers in the basket, in the paint, to sacrifice a little bit of that, go to the free throw line. What does that tell you about the guys that you have on your team?
Yeah, well, what's awesome about us is that we are able to play so many different ways with whoever is out there, right? I mean, you mentioned it. Landon's been playing awesome. Well, he was out tonight, right? So we moved B-Hat over to the 5, and we kind of changed some things. But J-Rock, I believe it was a CU Dub game. He had 7 assists to 2 turnovers, right? And then Dominican game. He just does what needs to be done. You know, and yes, he was a big scorer for us, and he can do that, but he's just a winner, and he just knows how to make the right plays and the play that needs to be made, and he stepped up and did that.
Now, I'm going to ask you this. How often do you practice those 3-pointers Brent Hatton took that was contested at the buzzer off balance on 1 foot?
Yeah, never. He just made a play that was really good awareness, and it was a huge play because it got our guys going. I think that got us, what was that, like up 8? Is that what it got us up?
Got up 8.
Right around there. It was a 4-point play, I think. Did he make the free throw?
Did not make the free throw. Sorry about that.
Yeah, well, but no, that was a huge play. We needed it, and I think that kind of deflated them a little bit. You know, like that's just a tough play to go against you, defensively. So credit to B-Hat with having, the time and possession in his head and knowing what needed to be done.
Well, Coach, thank you for taking the time out of the game, and congratulations on your fourth straight victory, improving to 7-6 on the season. Cougars are back in action next week against Aurora University. You can go to cucougars.com for all game day coverage. I'm Carter Gleithill signing off from the Cougar Sports Network. Go Cougars.